So another trigger that came up for me yesterday, and I'm processing through this morning, is how judgy I used to be when I was raising my kids. Not to say that I don't judge now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the particular flavor of judgment that I really lived in when my kids were younger was a super religious and sincere. I was sincere in my religion, my practice of spiritual beliefs. That's always been a thing for me. Always sincere in that. And I raised my kids very, very much along with a whole other group of people in the purity culture. Modesty was a big thing. Like, my daughters couldn't wear spaghetti strap shirts. And, we homeschooled with people that when they came over and swam, sometimes the girls wore t-shirts over their swimsuits, and very, very purity culture. So here's what I'm saying about all that. That's perfectly every person's choice, and I'm not judging that if that's where you are, because that's where I was. But I wasn't raised like that, and I'm really not like that. Obviously, because I'm choosing to do this one in my swimsuit. And no makeup and all the things. I'm just kind of like, I'm done with judgment. Well, I'm not really done with it, but I'm wanting to be done with it. Wanting to be free from this. So, yesterday, when I was at the beach with some family members and then their extended family members who are very much, I think, sort of like I was, like in the purity culture. I wore my two-piece, right? My bikini. And I didn't let that fear of what they thought of me get the better of me. However, it was still there. Like, I wonder if they're judging me for this. And they're good people. Here's the thing. When I feel judged, this is the whole point of the video. It's a trigger, okay? And it's letting me know, hey, guy, this is a judgment about you. This is your judgment that you've had. That's why you're so afraid they're doing it. If you hadn't had this judgment and it wasn't a big part of your life in the past, you wouldn't be afraid they're judging you. See, that's the thing, people. And that's what's really hard for people to hear. And I get it. It was hard for me to accept it in the beginning too. But when something's really bothering you and you want to point the finger at somebody else, what they're doing is really bothering me. I bet they're judging me. It's really a gift to ourselves that this is something that really resonates with you, sweetheart. Wake up. Look at this. It's your opportunity to bring some healing to yourself. And if this is the first time you've heard it, I remember the first time I heard it and I was like, what? What? This is on me? Why is it always on me? But I journaled about it again, because that's how I process. And again, I raised my kids. I lived my life in the years past to the best of my ability with everything that I had at that point. And, it was good enough. It really was. Was it perfect? No, it never will be. But it's okay that I'm not there now. It's okay that I've evolved to a different place now. And I remind people, I work with a lady, and she told me this past week. She said, you know, I realized that this lady I work with, she just bugs me. And I realized, oh my God, what bugs me about her is that she acts just like I used to act, and that I still sometimes do act. And I said, yeah, because when we evolve and we see ourselves differently and we decide to change, we become like ex-smokers around smokers. You know, like, oh my God, what a pain in the butt ex-smokers can be if they're around other smokers. And that's what we are, you know, ex-judgers. And we don't even have people, you know what, the family I was with yesterday, maybe they didn't judge me at all. It was all right here, right here. And that was my opportunity. And I'm using that for what came up for me. Now I'm able to say, you know what? I was judgy. And I released myself from that. And I love myself enough because Great Spirit loves me enough. God loves us enough to say, isn't that interesting how you were? Isn't that interesting? Do you hear that? That's not judgy. That's just, So what do you want to do with that now? Want to let that go? You want to forgive yourself? Because that's the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for everybody else in your life. Just find it interesting. Forgive yourself. And grow and move on. And that's what I'm doing.